Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Today is Wednesday. Wednesday is my short day. It's the day that I pick my son up early from school. I'm working with my sage still, just really clearing out a lot of energy because of this Saturnio Pluto conjunction that we've had in Saturn. So today is Wednesday. Wednesday is governed by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet that governs our thinking, our minds, right? And Mercury mythologically is the energy, the planet that could go to heaven or hell. So what that means is that it is like our minds create our realities. Our thinking is what is really generating the experience that we're having. So, I know for me, if I'm thinking about things that feel good and things that make me feel aligned, if I'm having internal thoughts about my possibilities or what I'm working on, then my thinking is creating that. If I am thinking about worry and what I don't have enough of and how come such and such said this and why they do this and why they did that, I will create that. And that's the mythology of Mercury. Your mind can go to heaven inside of yourself. You can have the most fantastic feelings. You can create like the most incredible partner or the most incredible experience in your mind, or your mind can create the most difficult experiences with worry and fear and anxiety, and all of that is done with Mercury, the mind. From heaven to hell, you got it all of it's going on in here. One of the things that I remind myself of often is that whatever I'm thinking, it's all in my head. It is really all in my head. And so it's important for us to understand the power of Mercury in our own minds and see where your Mercury is in your chart, right? I have Mercury in Libra, so I have a tendency to be thinking about other people, which is why I do coaching, because that's how my mind works. The moon today is in Libra, speaking of Libra, and the sun is in Capricorn. So Libra is where we come into the space of our relations, our reflections, the other, right? Who's showing up in your reflection, and understanding that whoever shows up is there by vibrational frequency match, right? So if someone is in your reality, in your life, in your experience, they are a vibrational match. So the challenges with that is that we can be in relationships with people we are in judgment of. And so however you're judging one person is how you're judging yourself. It's the frequency that you're calling to you that then makes that person be in your reality. So if you're judging, that person, and let me see some judgments that I have that come up for me around people. I have judgments that I have judgments of my family members. How about that? Oh gosh, yeah. I have judgments of my family members and my, how this person is handling this or how this person is handling that. And what I judge them as is the very thing that then shows up in my life. So it's important for us to understand that that's how frequency works. And when we have this Capricorn sun with this Libra moon and this transition that we've come through out of the eclipse and the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, what's happening, it's about how we share power with others, right? And so we are in this position right now of really realigning our power structures and how we share power. Capricorn governs government, policies, our political systems, educational systems, religious systems. All of those systems are governed by Capricorn. Time, how we manage time, all of that, but also time frames, cycles, how the rhythm of time. And so what we see as our structures are being challenged, for me as a Black woman, I am really accessing the place inside of me that has felt like I don't have agency over myself, because I come from descendants of people who were here, women who were here for 400 years. And if you can imagine a 400-year time period of millions of women giving birth to their children being taken from them, systematic rape and trauma again, and again. And so that becomes a part of the cellular structure and the trauma of those of us who are alive today, because we endured it for such a long period of time. And so I am accessing today this, how do I take agency over myself? How do I, as I understand that the sun is in Capricorn with Saturn and Pluto and Mercury, and I realize that the country was founded upon a system where the power was only held by white people. And the reason I'm doing the country now is because Capricorn governs the government, right? So I'm going back to the historical forming of this government and what that meant for my ancestors and how power was negotiated at that time. And I am doing the work, the rituals to transform that energy so that I can take my power back. The power that created this nation. Like it literally created this nation. For 400 years, Black women produced children that built an economic industry that creates this country today. That is the foundation for it. So I am internally doing the work to pull that power back to myself so that I can have agency over. One of the things when I was a young girl, the thing that I remembered feeling the most was powerless. I just felt stuck. I just felt like I was never going to be able to have what I wanted or live the life that I wanted. And when I started doing the work historically, and like I studied history at Howard University and I studied psychology and politics, I started to see why I was like, how I was aligned in that through the history of this country. And then I started understanding like what would I need to do to restore my own power. And the thing that I have discovered for myself is that this is a spiritual understanding, to understand how we have aligned, how we have been, sewn into the fabric of this nation. And it's a mental, like I said, Mercury governs the mind. It's a thought pattern. It's a mentality. There's a mentality that slavery bred inside of Black people. There's a mentality that oppression bred inside of Black people and white people. There's a mentality of economic fear. Like if you are a person who lives your entire life watching your back, not feeling safe, thinking that someone is out to get you, for 400 years of that lives in the cell structure of Black Americans. It is a part of us that has to be, literally, we have to do the work to heal the trauma of that because our brains have been repatterned in ways that are really out of alignment with who we are. So that is the work. I know I just said a lot. I know this is a very deep thing, but this is the time to start to do this work. And so I encourage you all, if you want to come and do the work at 13 Moons or do private coaching with me, or just understand your generational trauma in a more concise internal way so that you can begin to take responsibility for it and heal it. Because that's the thing, like even though we endured all of this incredible trauma in this country, it is still our responsibility to heal ourselves. Nobody's coming to fix it except you. And that's what it is. But here's the thing. I don't want to live under a traumatic experience in my own psyche. So I know that if I can heal it internally, then it will transform not only for myself, but for everyone around me. Everyone will transform because it will create a new paradigm in my mind, in my thinking, which creates new behavior, which creates new feelings, which creates new choices, which creates a new reality. And we can all do that. And we're all up to it now, especially while the sun is in Capricorn and the moon is in Libra. So just use this day to bless yourself. Bless yourself, be good to yourself, and be willing to let go of some of the power struggles or get curious about power and how you share power with others, and how that has shown up in your life historically, and how that showed up in your family, and and how that has shown up in various areas of your awareness and consciousness. Okay, I'm the Moon Mama. Have a wonderful day today. Peace and blessings. If you'd like to do readings or anything like that, just reach out. And thank you. Somebody sent me $50 yesterday. That was so kind. Thank you so much for all of you who send the private messages and who say that I'm supporting. Thank you. It really means a lot. You can look at my link tree here to sign up for classes or, to do private coaching or to donate or anything like that. I just appreciate you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.